In this video of coordination complexes, we are going to study about the valence bond theory. It is also called as VBT. Valence bond theory is based on the concept of hybridization. Hybridization is a concept wherein the atomic orbitals they fuse together to form the hybridized orbitals, which influences the molecular geometry and bonding properties. These hybrid orbitals they help us to describe the structure of coordination compounds. We need to have the information regarding the strong and weak ligands. Now, what are these strong and weak ligands? Strong ligands are those which bring about a large splitting, whereas weak ligands are those which bring about a small splitting. The examples of strong filled ligands are CO group, Cn minus group, En that is ethylene diamine, NH3 that is amine group, NO2 minus and NO. The weak filled ligands are I minus, Br minus, SCN minus, Cl minus, F minus and OH minus. First, let us study about the octahedral complexes. Octahedral complexes are those in which the 6 ligands they are attached to the central metal ion. So the first complex is CONH3 6 times the whole raised to 3 plus, and it is a low spin complex. The first step is we need to find the oxidation state of cobalt. So in place of cobalt we will be writing X plus 6 times NH3 is equal to plus 3. Is equal to plus 3. I am mentioning the net charge here. After solving we get the answer as X plus 6 times 0. Since ammonia is a neutral molecule, in place of NH3 we will be writing 0, which will be equal to plus 3. So after calculation we will get it as X plus 6 into 0 is going to give us 0 is equal to plus 3. So the oxidation state of cobalt is equal to plus 3. The atomic number of cobalt is 27 and the condensed form of electronic configuration is the noble gas core of argon 3d7 4s2. Since the oxidation state of cobalt is plus 3, we have to remove 3 electrons from the electronic configuration. So we will remove 2 electrons from S and 1 electron from 3d. So now the electronic configuration will be the noble gas core of argon 3d6 4s0. So now we need to draw the orbits. For the 3d subshell we have to draw 5 orbits, that is 5 blocks. For 4s 1, and the next is the 4p level. So for p we draw 3 blocks. So since we have 6 electrons, we will start filling it up in the 3d shell. So we will get it as, first we have to put the upper spin. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 is the lower spin. NH3 is the ligand, that is the amine ligand, and there are 6 amine ligands, means there are 12 electrons. Now since the complex is low spin, so pairing of electrons will take place prior to hybridization. So what does this mean? Since amine is a strong filled ligand, it will force the unpaired electrons to pair with the other electrons. So this 4 unpaired electrons will now become paired. So now if we observe, then there is 2 3d, 1 4s and 3 4b orbitals which are available for hybridization. So we have 6 amine ligands and one ligand gives 2 electrons each, that is a pair of electrons. Hence we will have total of 12 electrons. So now we just need to adjust this 12 electrons in the 3d 4s and 4p shell. So first in 3d 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Hence the hybridization is D2sp3 hybridization. So this is how the coordination complex will look like. You have CO, that is cobalt, in the center and the 6 amine ligands attached to it. You have the coordination sphere and it has a net charge of plus 3. Now since all electrons are paired, the complex is dimagnetic in nature. Keep one thing in mind, when you have a strong ligands, then it forces the electrons to be paired. But when you have weak ligands do not force the unpaired electrons to pair up. Now we move on to the next example, that is COF6 the whole raised to 3 minus, and it is a high spin complex. So the first step is finding the oxidation state of the central metal ion, that is cobalt. So in place of cobalt we will be writing X plus 6 times F is equal to minus 3. So X plus 6, F is minus 1, so 6 into minus 1 is equal to minus 3. After solving further, we get it as CO 6 into minus 1 will give us minus 6 is equal to minus 3. Now we need to shift this minus 6 on the other side. Hence we will get CO, that is oxidation state of cobalt, is equal to minus 3 plus 6, which will give us the answer of plus 3. So the oxidation state of the central metal ion is plus 3. The atomic number of cobalt is 27. So the condensed electronic configuration is argon 3d74s2. Since the oxidation state of cobalt is plus 3, we need to remove 3 electrons. Hence the electronic configuration will now become the noble gas core of argon 3d64s0. Next step is drawing the orbitals. For 3d we have to draw 5 blocks, for 4s 1 and for 4p 3. The ligand here is F, so it is 6 times. Because it is a weak field ligand, the unpaired electrons won't be forced to pair up, so we will keep it as it is. We have 6 F ligands and each ligand is going to donate 2 electrons, so total of 12 electrons, that is 6 into 2 is going to give us 12 electrons. So if we observe the orbitals 4s and 4p, a maximum of 8 electrons can occupy. However, we want to occupy 12 electrons, hence we need to draw the other orbital, that is 4d, which is the next orbital to 4p. After filling the electrons in the 4s, 4p and 4d, we get the hybridization as sp3d2 hybridization. In simple words, when you write the hybridization, you are going to consider the electrons which belong only to ligands and not the central metal ion. So this is how the coordination complex will look like. CO will be in the center, which will be surrounded by 6 fluoroligands. You have the coordination sphere, which is raised to a net charge of 3 minus. If you observe the orbits here, you will see that there are unpaired electrons present, and hence this coordination complex is going to be paramagnetic in nature. It is diamagnetic when all the electrons are paired, and if there are unpaired electrons present, then it is going to be paramagnetic. So this was about the octahedral complexes. Now we move on to tetrahedral complexes. Tetrahedral complexes are those in which there are 4 ligands present. The first example of tetrahedral complex is NiCl4 the whole raised to 2 minus. We follow the same steps, that is, first we need to find the oxidation state of nickel. So in place of nickel we can substitute X. So X plus 4 times Cl is equal to minus 2. So X plus 4 Cl is minus 1. So 4 into minus 1 is equal to minus 2. So Ni minus 4 is equal to minus 2. Now just shift the number on the other side. So we will get the oxidation state of nickel is equal to minus 2 plus 4. So the answer is plus 2. So the oxidation state of nickel is plus 2. The atomic number of nickel is 28 and the electronic configuration in the condensed form is written as the noble gas core of argon 3d8-4s2. Since the oxidation state of nickel is plus 2, we have to remove 2 electrons from the electronic configuration. Hence the electronic configuration now becomes the noble gas core of argon 3d8-4s0. So now draw the orbitals, that is 5 blocks for 3d, 1 for 4s and 3 for 4p. Since we have 8 electrons in the 3d shell, so start filling up the electrons first with the upper spin and then with the lower spin. So here we are left with two unpaired electrons. Here we have the ligand Cl, and Cl is a weak field ligand. Since it is a weak field ligand, it is not going to force the unpaired electrons to be paired. 4 ligands means each ligand is going to donate 2 electrons. So 4 into 2 is going to give us 8 electrons. So now we are going to put those 8 electrons in 4s and 4p. So in 4s 2 electrons and in 4p 6 electrons. So 6 plus 2 is going to give us 8. So hence the hybridization of this coordination complex is sp3 hybridization. This complex is tetrahedral. So this is how the coordination complex is going to look like. Now since we have two unpaired electrons, this complex is paramagnetic in nature. Next is the square planar complex, and the example is NiCN4 the whole raised to minus 2. So again start with the first step, that is finding the oxidation state of the central metal ion nickel. So in place of nickel we are going to write X plus 4 times Cn is equal to minus 2. On solving we get it as X plus 4 times Cn is minus 1. So it will be 4 into minus 1 is equal to minus 2. The next step will be X minus 4 is equal to minus 2. Now just shift the terms. You will get it as Ni, that is oxidation state of nickel, is equal to minus 2 plus 4. Hence the oxidation state of nickel is found to be plus 2. The atomic number of nickel is 28 and the electronic configuration in the condensed form is the noble gas core argon 3d8,4s2. Since the oxidation state of nickel is plus 2, we need to remove 2 electrons from the electronic configuration. So the new electronic configuration is noble gas core of argon 3d8,4s0. The next step is drawing the orbitals. So for 3d we are going to draw 5 blocks, for 4s 1 and for 4p 3. Since we have 8 electrons in the 3d shell, we are going to put in those electrons here in the orbits. So first with the upper spin and then the lower spin. So after filling up the electrons, we see that there are 2 unpaired electrons. Here the ligand is Cn and it is a strong field ligand. I told you when it is a strong field ligand, it will force the unpaired electron to be paired. So this one unpaired electron here will pair with this other electron here. So we have one block that is left vacant in the 3d. So now we have 4 Cn ligands. So one ligand will give 2 electrons, so 4 will give 8 electrons. So now we have to put in those or fill in those 8 ligands in the orbits. So 2 in 3d, 2 in 4s and 4 in 4p. Hence the hybridization is dsp2 hybridization. This is how the complex will look like, and it has a square planar geometry. Also we have no unpaired electrons here, hence the coordination complex is paramagnetic in nature. Next are the limitations of the valence bond theory. So valence bond theory fails to explain the high spin or the low spin nature of the complexes. That is, the strong and weak field nature of ligands cannot be distinguished. It also does not explain the color of the coordination compounds. Also, the structure of the complexes which are predicted from the valence bond theory would not always match with those determined experimentally. The last topic of this chapter is applications of coordination compounds. So what are the applications of coordination compounds in biology? So there are a number of biologically important natural compounds which are metal complexes, and they play important role in number of processes which take place in plants and animals. For example, chlorophyll, which is present in plants, it is a complex of magnesium. Hemoglobin, which is present in our blood, is a complex of iron. Now what are the applications of coordination compounds in medicines? The platinum complex, cisplatin, which we already discussed in the prior lecture, it is used in the treatment of cancer. Then EDTA is also a complex which is used for treatment of lead poisoning. Coordination compounds are also used to estimate the hardness of water. Now we know that water is hard, or hardness of water is due to the presence of calcium and magnesium ions, specifically the Ca2 plus and Mg2 plus ions. However, the ligand EDTA, it forms a stable complex with Ca2 plus and Mg2 plus ions, and it can therefore be used to estimate the hardness of water. Next is in electroplating. Stable coordination complexes on this solution, that is on forming a solution, they dissociate to small extent and they furnish a controlled supply of metal ions. And these metal ions, when reduced, they clump together, that is they come together to form clusters or nanoparticles. When coordination complexes are used, the ligands which are present in the complex, they keep the metal atoms well separated from each other, and these metal atoms, they tend to form a protective layer on the surface. Certain cyanide complexes like KAgCN2 and KAuCN2, they are used in electroplating method. So this was all about the chapter coordination complexes.